All right. Thank you, Xenon, for 31 months of support, which that's as many as 3 10s plus 1, and that's amazing. How's everyone doing? I skipped out on streaming last week because I felt like shit, and the internet had been down the day before, and I'm here. Hey, I'm here. Pick me up, shithead. That's a Conker's Bad Fur Day quote. That's what the money says. That's what the money says to the squirrel. Money's an asshole. I just realized that like all my filters are gonna be wrong. One sec. Input capture. Filters. Oh yeah, that's gonna be real bad. That should be like at what? 1545, something like that. How it was set. How does that sound? Not cutting off the start or end anything? Sound good? Conker's Bad Fur Day is such a weird... It really is, but it's so good. It's so good and strange and very much a product of its time in a lot of ways. It's fascinating is the best way I can put it. And a lot of the humor still hits. Sounds fine. Excellent. Oh, I smell coffee. Alright, there we go. Look at that. Hopefully my voice still sounds good. I did test it, but you never know with OBS and capture cards. I'm assuming since Christy hasn't said anything, I don't sound like a crackly mess.
Oh,
Oh. Oh. Well, no one else has said anything, so I'm assuming.
You sound like a crack.
I sound like... Why isn't anyone saying anything about it? Come on. I just tested this, and it was fine. That's amazing.
Oh, that might just be...
Nah, Xenon says it's good. Apparently that's just on Christie's end that I sound like a crackly mess now. Yeah, Katie's a big fan of Mega Man, and her favorite is the Zero series. Oh shit. Ready to start system update. Alright, she refreshed it and it's good now. Now we're just gonna start now, we'll do the update later. Y'all don't need to wait through that shit. Alright, press the A button. Let's play again. Y'all are not getting sound in the game. Oh wait, yes you are. I was looking at the wrong audio meter. Scupdate, there you go. December 28, 9:51 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. This is it. It's the boss fight. This is it. Judgment Day. Today, things are gonna get settled at last. A lot of things. So how's everyone doing? Wow! What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. Hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa! What are you doing? Sorry, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge. Right, good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on the way out. Ah, pal! What's gotten into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How'd it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after the shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yagi says he's forgotten his own name. That has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember the past? He does remember, and I'm gonna prove it. Oh yeah, he can't not say pal. It's in his contract. Maya said ACAB. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. I'm still an asshole. The prosecution is ready. Right, very well. We've reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I asked that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Wow, he's obeying the rules of the court, and that's shocking the judge. On, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's effort, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. This is weird, right? This feels weird. I mean, that's the game. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will not testify. I see. Very well. Please begin your testimony. Witness testimony. Why I left the court. I'm real sorry about just leaving yesterday like I done did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Polly, see? I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anywho. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is, eh? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? Has to know his name. Yanni Yagi. You're Yanni Yagi, and I'm gonna prove it. I'm real sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. I'd call what you did running away and not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger. Okay, that is actually badgering. Now, Mr. Wright, there's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony. He sure seems relaxed. In fact, they both do. Von Karma and Yanni Yagi. I mean, I'm gonna tell you a secret, Xenon. That Canadian accent I'm doing isn't a real Canadian accent. It's a caricaturization. But I wasn't running away or nothing. Then why did you leave? He's just about to say why. It is hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking. I sat quietly, Edgeworth would be guilty in 3 minutes. Dark Canada, there you go. I went to buy some food for Polly, see? Food? Well, Polly's a bit of a gourmand, you see. She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. They only have them in the big pet shop downtown. But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker shack? Well, I kinda got lost, see? The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Karma. No one's gonna believe that. I see. So he was lost. Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yep. Seems like it. Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with the incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he is lying, then show the court proof. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? That's impossible. I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness. Please continue. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He cannot hold a grudge. It is impossible. I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's gonna be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You've been saying the same thing now over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past or lack thereof into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Karma. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, there is a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Ho! Now this is interesting. I would like to know myself, so who is he? Don't play dumb, Von Karma. Mr. Wright, please tell us this witness's name. Gregory Edgeworth. His name is Gregory Edgeworth. Sorry, I had to try it. Mr. Wright, all of us here remember what Gregory Edgeworth looked like. And he looked nothing like this, believe me. Wow, that's pretty harsh, Your Honor. I'm gonna have to penalize you for your wild claim. Now, I went full Homestar there for a second. Now let me ask you again. Mr. Wright, please tell us the witness's name. Robert Hammond! Mr. Wright, Robert Hammond is the name of the victim in this case. Generally the victim in a murder case is no longer living. That's true! Please try again. His name is Yanni Yagi, a former court bailiff. Yagi? That name seems familiar. Oh! Yanni Yagi, from the DL6 incident. Figures the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yagi, then he has a clear motive. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This man, this witness, Yanni Yogi, fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yagi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yagi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yagi 15 years ago. I see. Well, that makes sense. Tisk. This man has no fingers. Huh? I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprint. Oh, I was close, too. Oh, thank you. I got coffee. This is a court of law. You need proof. I don't think that stopped them any other time. The judge is the most credulous, gullible person in this entire series. Very much. He'll believe basically anything that's said out loud. What? No fingerprints? You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with this stuff, yup. What? Yagi, you sneak! You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past! Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we'll not be able to prove his identity. No! Tisk. Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems the case has been decided. No, he keeps jumping to that, which means he's clearly afraid. No. I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. No, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way! There is no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one. What about Edgeworth? Nick, what are we gonna do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? What about the bird? There you go. Tisk. Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief, Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot? Ain't no rule that says a parrot can't be a witness in a court of law. What is it, Nick? No. You're not. Your Honor, the defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his ridiculous proposal. Take Mr. Von Karma up? On my proposal. Exactly, Your Honor. I'd like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Order! What do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you even ask? This is a farce. I object. I object to your objection. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. And no takesies backsies. Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you are ready for the consequences. Nick, this is crazy. Well, still want to go through with your little game? Let the parrot take the stand. I'll cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard of. Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think. Bailiff, bring in the parrot! Bring in the parrot! Well, that was a good thumbnail. That's quite the bird. I hope someone sees that on Twitch's front page. Please tell us your name. Name? The witness is ignoring me. Bailiff! It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Very well, witness. Who's your owner? Please testify for us, bird. Who is your owner? Hello, hello! Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination. Right. What are you gonna do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Here comes the cross-examination. Hello, hello! Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right, what do I say? Maybe I should get her to say her name. Polly, what's your name? Polly! Mr. Wright, I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity? Does it? Yes, it does. Ha! Fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity? Then show us this proof! Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yagi. Firefox crashed on the laptop. Let's fix that real quick. Come on, start back up. It's trying. It's an older laptop. Let's try refreshing the page. And we all know what happens with older computers trying to run something as complex as a browser. Firefox crashed on the laptop. Red Fox sleeping sprawled on one's lap. Hell yeah. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yagi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yagi. Your Honor, the proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is Huh. We've got the picture of dead Edgeworth. Edgeworth. Got ballistic markings on one bullet. Elevator, District Courthouse. Air in elevator was oxygen depleted at time of incident. No clues found on the scene. Defense attorney trapped in elevator returning from a lost trial with son Miles, age 9. One bullet was found in heart. Murder weapon was fired twice. Court bailiff trapped in the elevator with the Edgeworths. Memory loss due to oxygen deprivation. After his arrest, fiancée Polly Jenkins committed suicide. Boom.
The DL6 case file? That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on, then? Show us or stop wasting our time!
Yeah, it was three very short pages. That's a big ol' file.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please show us the page. Where in this file is the information connected to the parrot's name?
What was it called? I'm assuming... Case summary, victim, suspect data. It's on the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yahi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see?
Indeed, it does say that, yes.
What was his fiancée's name?
Polly!
Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. Considering that they apparently put people to death on no proof whatsoever, 3 pages of case file is massive, right?
I see. I guess that is possible. A mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter had a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé?
I mean, that's probably a ship, right? They're about the same age. Hey, Riz, good to see you. Oh, I thought she was older than that. Wait, I thought his granddaughter was the one that you have to fight later. Was that a different granddaughter? Or is this inconsistency? Does he have 2 granddaughters? Maybe he's got 2 granddaughters. Okay, Francesca's his niece. That would make sense. I was thinking granddaughter.
She is only 7 years old. Indeed. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We need some corroborating evidence.
Where am I gonna find that? Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If we can just get one more piece of evidence. Right, but what?
Huh. Very well, witness. You may continue.
Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me.
Frankly, I can't believe you're speaking to the parrot.
Well, I guess we should try to get some information out of her. We need to show the judge that her owner is Mr. Yagi.
Alright, we need to present one more piece of evidence. Yeah, it's almost like Von Karma doesn't have any good ideas. That's why the prints of the murderer aren't on the gun, because he doesn't have any.
Alright, let's see. I did not mean to hit X. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. Does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. I accidentally hit X instead of A. That didn't go so well. Do we have like an image of Yanni?
Don't threaten the parrot. The parrot is our star witness. I wanna show her my lawyer's badge. What if? Huh. I don't know what we should be doing. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. Oh, right, we can ask more questions. Have we forgotten something? As I recall, 2 days ago. Polly, have we forgotten something? What? Don't forget DL6! If I can get Polly to say that here, that'll prove that the caretaker... See, if I hadn't skipped a week, I would have remembered that. That'll prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello? Hello? That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot something we forgot. Hello? Uh-oh, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it? Tisk. Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if he'd forgotten anything? Well... Alright, we've still got one more question to ask. What's the safe number? Maybe I'll get her to say the number of that safe. Huh? The safe? Why? Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what was the number of the safe in the shack? 1228. My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. Actually, as a matter of fact, it does. Actually, it does. Huh, that's why I had her say it.
Ha! Ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is?
Because people are very, very careless with their passwords.
Show us your proof! What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity?
$12.28. Page 1, case summary.
The DL6 case file. What is this obsession you have with that case?
Mr. Wright, where in this file is something relating to that safe number? It's on the case summary page.
The case summary?
Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred.
The date of the incident? December 20.
Why, that's today's date. 15 years ago. And the number on that safe is 1228.
Ah.
He used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important the date was to him. I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates.
Ah, this is not tangible proof.
Hey, Andy.
I set my ATM card's number to 0001 because I am number one.
All right. Anyone want to go steal Von Karma's money? Now you know his PIN. It's like the kind. That's like the kind of code an idiot puts on his luggage. All right. Thank you so much for 31 months of support. Jesus, that's 2 of them. 2 of y'all just been with us right from the start. Wow.
This has nothing to do with the date. Nothing! That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence, that is all.
True. That is a possibility.
However,
2 coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me.
well, what are you saying?
Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately.
I said consummate fees.
Witness, tell us your name.
Wait, this witness, he doesn't remember.
Nah, that's okay. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done.
Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yagi, I think. Finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yagi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. See, now I'm going for a real, like, British Columbia accent. You know, my native tongue. Order! Order! Yanni Yagi? So was it you who killed Robert Hammond? And tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, that was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago, bud. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. Told me it'd make me innocent, get me out the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancée, my social standing. Then this year, 15 years later, package arrived. It was a letter, a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who sent it. I thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I got no regrets. But wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Von Karma, where's Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent. In this case, at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you're cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I'd like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not Guilty. Don't step on the keyboard, Weston. Good boy. He did step on some bubble wrap, though. That is all. This court is adjourned. Did someone just say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we've heard, Yanni Yagi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick, Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's gonna say he's guilty. He's gonna tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's gonna tell them he killed his own dad. Uh-oh, what do I do? No, I'm sure Edgeworth thought about this one long and hard. This isn't my place to interfere. Nick, are you sure? There's nothing we can do about it. This is his problem now. For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare, that's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yagi wasn't the killer. You mean, in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer. The criminal in the DL6 incident. It was me!
It was me, Austin!
Oh, son of a bitch!
Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me! Order! Order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime. Crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. Bah, it's obvious. We hold a trial right here, right now. We tried this man for his crime of 15 years ago.
Are we trying him as an adult?
I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court's adjourned.
December 28, 2:24 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. I'm going to take a quick BRB. If someone will hit bang donate in the chat for me, that'd be wonderful. Because under that command, that's a very good emote. Under that command are some very, very important organizations who are helping protests going on the ground right now, where Black and Indigenous people of color in the United States are fighting for things as simple as basic human rights, which they've been denied throughout the entire existence of this nation. This is a real civil rights movement. It's been going on for a very long time, and it's finally gaining real traction again. Under those links, you'll find you'll find places where you can donate, where you can volunteer. Just do something. Find some way that you can help if you can. Black lives matter. Indigenous lives matter. Keep it up. We can make real change. Alright, I'm gonna hit BRB and I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go nowhere. Alright, we're back. What's going on, y'all? We're gonna Phoenix right some wrongs. Xenon is Slox. That's good to hear. It's always good to have confirmation thereof.
I'm sorry, Wright. I've just wasted all of your efforts. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad.
I didn't want to believe in myself, Detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. That's not how this works. A, juvenile. B, accident. It's literally not murder. It was an accident and self-defense. Or defense of others. Because he was trying to shoot Yanni, who was freaking out.
This is crazy! Just crazy!
Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record one more time. I'm getting my case ready. Your case for what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna prove Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it in court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight's just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. December 28, 2:30 p.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 3.
Shit's about to go down!
Now then, I'd like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the DL6 incident runs out today. Though it is unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book. I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. No, I don't believe that Von Karma is able to think this many moves ahead. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? He's not this diabolical. Will the witness state his name and profession? Real fuckbucket, that's right. Miles Edgeworth, I am a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? That is literally what I just said. Do not... It was 6 minutes ago. Have you... Honestly. Wright, how do you deal with this shit? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail did not quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. The DL6 incident. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yagi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yagi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this very day. That's all. Guns don't work like that, right? And until now, you thought this memory was a dream. We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory.
Ah, the same claim Mr. Yogi has made.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hey, bad road. The DL6 incident. Yeah, that's also not how elevators work. Can you imagine an airtight elevator? Who would come up with that? I guess the same person who would come up with a gun that fires accurately when you throw it. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. What was the trial your father was involved in that day? It would take some pretty precise rubble falling to not destroy the building, but also cut off all air to the elevator. What was the trial your father was involved in on that day? I don't remember things very clearly. Only 2 things. I know my father lost and Mr. Von Karma was the prosecuting attorney.
Mr. Von Karma, you were handling the case? It was 15 years ago. I don't remember the details.
That was when Edgeworth pointed out the problem in Von Karma's evidence. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator.
Von Karma created the earthquake!
So there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in that elevator. Yes, myself, my father, and Yanni Yogi. We were fine at first. But then as time passed and no one came to help, my father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. What did you do then? Maybe it was one of those space elevators. They were in space and the space gun had a touchscreen that was accidentally touched and it shoots when you touch it. By golly, I think she's got it. They should have put a password on the gun. I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then... Just then, something heavy fell on my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. Oh right, I'm supposed to be pressing on these. What was it? A pistol. I assume it was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi's. The safety must have come off when it fell from his holster. Wow, that is a shitty safety if it just turns off when the gun falls. And you picked it up. What happened? That is specifically what safeties are supposed to prevent. What happened next? I picked it up and I threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous, but the air was getting so thick, I panicked. Shouldn't the air have been getting thin? So you're saying you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi? I was in a daze. A moment later, there was a single gunshot and a scream. The gun fired once. Yes. I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. The gun was fired twice, though, right? That gunshot and that horrible scream. The scream. It was a terrible scream, and I remember it to this day. To this day. Yes, to this day. To this day? To this day. I can practically hear it now, on this very day. I doubt I'll ever forget that scream as long as I live. Certainly not today. There it is. One part of that testimony clearly contradicts the evidence. But I don't know what it means. Better find out and quick. The murder weapon was fired twice. There it is. On victim data. All 3 pages got used. How about that? Are you sure you only heard 1 gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream, then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. Then, I was unconscious again until the rescuers down under came. I see. No, Your Honor, unfortunately, you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony.
You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence, unless you can tell us what page it's on!
The victim is Data? No, it's Brent Spiner, the actor who plays Data. Flip it over, it's a receipt. Oh no! Look at the victim data in this file. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. So even if Edgeworth's account is accurate, his defenses include self-defense, diminished capacity, and being a minor. Yes, we were going over that at the start. Fucking wild, right? Miles Edgeworth only heard 1 gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. It was a shitty pistol, but who fired the remaining shot? Was there perhaps another shooter who fired the second shot? Oh, Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, you've just incriminated yourself on Karma. This incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when the second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident. What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we've heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case? Do we? I'm not showing a penalty here. Your Honor, I think I'll be able to show you the proof.
What? Impossible!
Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident? Huh. How about that? There's an extra bullet hole there that I hadn't noticed before. Y'all see that real obvious bullet hole in the glass? Oh, the obvious one, right? Look at this photograph! This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see the victim laying there as Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. Look at this smug motherfucker. He knows he's got Von Karma dead to rights. So let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired. Where? Your Honor, please, get a clue. You literally have to just guide him by the fucking hand. Look, right here. Your Honor, look at this. Look at this. You see this? So, here's one bullet hole, okay? Here's another fucking bullet hole. You see? God damn it. God damn it. Just look. Oh, that's what the blue hand is. You're just dragging his literal actual hand over the evidence. As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. Yeah, that's like a 50 cal. I see. A bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet there's a bullet hole in the door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired the second shot. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. Ho ho ho!
I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page.
The case summary? That's on page 1.
Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made the bullet hole in the door. Like a walrus. An angry walrus. Order? I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. That the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However,
As Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired wasn't found. It's highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked this second bullet. So all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim.
Tis. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter.
How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? Am I wrong? Am I a wrongy McWrongerson? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? Looks like I was wrong. I'm a wrongerson. Nick? If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. Sorry, conjectures. Conjection is something different. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I mean, technically he has once. I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so sure of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot, but now I was wrong to think it could be that simple. Just call me wrong, Bert. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick. Well, it seems that we finally cleared up the incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime, despite that we've proven that it was fired again. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth.
Precisely.
I'd like to ask one more thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any objections?
No, I do not.
So you killed your father? Oh, that was not your intention.
Yes, I did.
Oh no. He's accepted the guilt. Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today, therefore I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here, right now.
Right now.
Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank and I can't find the words. Mr. Wright? Your Honor? I object.
Tis. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object?
Nick, I don't know. His case is perfect. Apparently. Oh no. It must exist. The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist. But where? Someone took it. It seems waiting's not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet, it existed. What? But we've just heard proof that it didn't exist. No, we haven't. We literally just had a guy say it doesn't exist, and that's it. I realize that, Your Honor. I am really grasping here. It's just that someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happens. But who? The murderer!
The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer?
I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet, but why? First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for the bullet? Of course there was a need, that's why they took it.
Bah! What possible reason could they have had?
Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene with them was the bullet would be proof. Maybe they thought that the bullet would be used as proof. Proof? It was a special bullet, so they took it with them.
If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well.
Huh? Why would they only take... No, see, they took the other bullet to make it look like the shot fired by Edgeworth was the one that killed his dad. Von Karma, your logic is terrible.
Why would they only take one of the two shots fired?
Oh, right. Mr. Wright, have you really thought this through? I'm gonna have to penalize... But I'm right! Why are you booing him? He's right! Ugh, this isn't going so well. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for the bullet? Why was he penalized? He was getting it. Maybe the second bullet suffocated in the airtight elevator. I mean, obviously the murderer needed it. So what, we're just supposed to say he was being cautious? Murderer was very cautious, or you see. That's why the murderer had to search for that bullet.
If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet inside Gregory as well.
It's the same result. But this is right! Why are they telling me this is wrong? Literally, just by saying that the murderer had to find it, Phoenix opens up the rest of the case. This is very poorly written or translated. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright?
Bah, the murderer had no reason to take the bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true.
Had to take it. Had to take the murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene, but the murderer had to take the bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance what? Maybe the bullet hit the murderer. The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying. For instance. I mean, if it hit you, you'd have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there, you know? So the stray shot accidentally hit the murderer. Wait a second. I was just talking out of my ass, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer himself was shot, and they left with the second bullet still inside of him, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yeah, I guess that's how that'd work, yeah. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yagi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside, yep. The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop him, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The murderer, who we can now very clearly see has very distinctive teeth. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Most of the detail is gone from his portrait. The solution was to be so wrong your mentor comes back from the great beyond to slap you in the brain. Yep. Mr. Wright, you're truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I can't deny the possibility of what you say.
What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer.
No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick. Huh? I just thought of something real crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday?
Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record.
Wow.
It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Approximately the amount of time that it would take to recover from a bullet wound. An unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting.
What if Von Karma didn't take the vacation because of shock, but he took it because he was injured? Which would mean it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Oh man, oh god, oh man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you've indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? I mean, I've got her, right? The murderer was coming from outside the elevator. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who's your suspect? Oh, my hands are shaking. What? Von Karma! Von Karma. You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? The one standing right over there to my left? Bah. You don't object?
I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection?
Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason?
So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it! I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor who operated on me. Have him testify. I killed him too.
Nick? Let's find out who his doctor is.
It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness.
Nobody's that perfect. Wait, we have a metal detector, and the bullet's still in his body.
So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane!
No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Generally speaking. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where? What do you mean there's not metal detectors in court? I have one right here. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they have metal detectors at the doorway of every single court. You'd think it'd go off when he went through.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, Mr. Wright.
Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence.
I know how you like it so much.
Was that supposed to be a dig?
What?
The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do. There's the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is that even possible for all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We can use this metal detector! Well, Von Karma, I'm gonna run this over you, and we'll see what we find.
I refuse.
You refuse. But refusing this means... you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you?
No, I just have a phobia of metal detectors.
Order! Order! Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. He might find out about my metal penis.
The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now.
Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you'll submit yourself to testing.
Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Like a bullet. Coffee's done. Reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet! Mr. Von Karma.
It was you! I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident.
What?
I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. But Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here, not I.
Wait, the burden of proofs was on the defense before. Why is it on the accuser now?
Mr. Wright, well, can you prove it?
I will be right back. I'm gonna be back in just like a minute. I need to eat something. Sorry about that. I hadn't eaten all day. And I suddenly realized that I was shaking and sweaty. I was like, oh, I should probably eat something. So I just wolfed down a sandwich and now I have a root beer for my blood sugar. Gonna open that shit right now. Aw, yeah. There we go. Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6?
Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence, because I ate it all!
That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday.
With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. If the glove doesn't fit, etc. So sorry, Mr. Wright.
No. No. I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma.
What?
You were close. 1 day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof.
What?
Who would have thought that you'd dig your own grave trying to convict Miles Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. Ballistic markings, right? Maybe? I don't actually know what I'm supposed to do here. That makes sense in real court. He's always grabbed his right shoulder when he's shocked. Oh shit, that's detail. Alright, we're gonna try the bullet. We've got extra lives. I can't save here, so I'm gonna give it a shot.
That's
A bullet?
Where did you get that?
This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings? You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with the weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. It's not that accurate. Although at the time this game was made, it was still considered to be very accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings match, we'd know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol, in other words. The murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth.
Ugh.
Mr. Von Karma, you would let us remove the bullet from your... You will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma, they could just, use some kind of imaging. Then they wouldn't have to do invasive surgery. Ah!
Showing up for me.
That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait. I know.
Help! I can't breathe!
Quiet. I said quiet. You're not making this any easier.
Stop breathing my air, eh? I'll stab you! Stop breathing my air! Get away! Get away from my father!
Ah! It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. On Karma, it was you who screamed.
Mr. Von Karma.
Edgeworth, only you identify me! So it was you. You and your father are my curse! Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record!
Just every text box is gonna do that, huh? Oh god, it's looping.
And you left a scar on my shoulder that will never fade! I'll bury you! I'll bury you with my bare hands!
15 years earlier.
Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry.
On Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you.
I was careless.
I'm sorry, but you will have to be... I'm sorry, but you'll have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time.
Edgeworth! Shock. None I've ever known. Me, penalized. Took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. Must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. Room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then there was a noise. I was in pain. Horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet.
So that's how you get a door open if it's stuck, is you shoot it.
I knew then it was destiny. Last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. Died never knowing who had shot him. Later he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. Fooled! Was the perfect crime!
Thank you, Bad Road.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge? What? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it. Very well. It appears we've come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare.
Yes, Your Honor.
This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. That's all. Court's adjourned.
December 28th, 5:38 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Nick,
We did it! And Von Karma gets away scot-free, I guess.
did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed! I gotta say, I'm impressed. Yes, it was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it. I know, I was on the verge of tears there myself. But now it's all just a good memory.
So it's finally over.
So it's finally over, Edgeworth.
Right.
Yeah?
I'm not sure how to say this.
I know. Try thank you.
I see. Thank you.
You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that.
Sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing.
You've got a lot to learn, Mr. Edgeworth.
He's got you there.
Whoop! Amazing, pal! You pulled through just like I knew you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me.
My salary went down a bit this month, though.
But who cares?
See, Mr. Edgeworth, you should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you.
I see. Whoop! I feel foolish.
Don't worry, take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it.
It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded.
Hey, y'all! Lotta! Y'all were great in there, and I'm here too!
Thanks.
Yo, Edgeworth, congrats!
Thank y'all very much.
I knew you was innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there.
You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you?
Well, yeah, let's let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which...
Oh, what are you gonna do, Lotta?
Oh, me? Aw, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative reporter pretty quick.
Really? That's too bad.
Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park?
Huh?
It's over, Nick! My life is over!
Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now?
Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world!
You don't look sick.
It's Kiance! She's going to live in Paris! Paris, Nick! She's leaving me behind!
Should have seen that coming.
Hey, yo, Edgy, there you are!
Yes, here I am.
Congrats, Edgy! Here, it's a little gift from me in celebration.
Celebration? That's unusual for you.
Hairy butts!
You come along tonight too. My treat, pal. Huh? Oh, thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit what questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Right? I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right. Yeah? What's up? That envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money. Well, yeah, that's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Huh. What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly. Nick? Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? $38? No. No, Larry! It was you! What are you so surprised about, Wright? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyway. Then he saw the money laying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells,
It's usually the butts.
I know.
Really, Wright. I'm surprised you didn't figure it out.
Oh, well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, huh? Edgeworth? You should have told me. Now, Nick. It was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'd say so, yes.
There you have it. Where does this leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. And now I regret it. Well, you have always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. That's not a word. Something. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily, too. Death! The death sentence for both of you! Man, if only I'd known, I'd have become a prosecutor! Same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I'd known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth. Wanna switch, right? Hey y'all, line up, I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time, let's go. And after that, dinner's on me. Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. December 29, 5:02 a.m., Wright & Co. law offices. Whoa, went a little overboard yesterday. Oh, my head hurts. Huh? Oh, it's still only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. Huh? What's this? A letter? And there's $38 in it. Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help you, but I couldn't. I was useless. So I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick.
my. Oh, what time is it? The first train for the mountains has already left to the station. Oh, I guess I'm too late. Hey! Nick! Maya! So, you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. I feel more like a spirit small. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay? Wait! What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial. I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yeah, well, it's only her voice, but still. It was at the very end, when I thought we'd lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya! Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? Show Maya some evidence to cheer her up. Huh? Sorry, Nick, I guess I don't understand. Uh-oh, now that I think about it, I don't understand this parrot either. It's okay, you don't have to try and cheer me up, but one day I'll come back and be useful, I promise. So this is it. See you soon, Maya. I think I knew what the correct thing was there, but I couldn't at one point. Thanks, Nick. But I don't actually know, and it doesn't actually change anything. And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page and say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins, with the same old crazy cast of characters. Don't think you graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim. Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this. The DL6 bullet, okay. And that's the end of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Hey, pal, Mr. Edgeworth came down to the precinct to wish me a Happy New Year. Talk about a pleasant surprise.
Whoop, Detective Gumshoe!
Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kinda like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? Huh, Nick? I ain't seen him lately. Well, me? I've been working at a cheese shop. That Missy's a nice lady, but she's not exactly what you call a cheap date. Huh? Oh, she's in Hawaii right now, yeah. Who? Wright? Yeah, I remember him. I hear he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. I'm sure he's grateful. Is that the right voice? I feel like that's the right voice.
Phoenix Wright. The defense attorney for whom I wrote that affidavit for, yes. Oh, you should know I've taken over management of the Gatewater Hotel recently. Should you be in the area, please stop by.
Oh, it's you, Phoenix Wright. Oh, yes, Mia's understudy, was he not? I wonder how he's doing. Haven't seen him of late. Oh, the days of my youth, like the scent of fresh lemon, you see.
Like the scent of fresh lemon.
Phoenix Wright? Is he an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You can't be a star with a name like Phoenix. Do you know that on DVD of them, not that I know what a DVD, everything these days, how?
I'm pleased to announce that The Pink Princess is a hit. I sure owe that Mr. Wright a great deal. Oh, and I'm keeping my face out of the public eye till the show's over. I wouldn't want to ruin any kids' dreams, you know. I think you're a beautiful pink princess. Oh yeah, there's still 2 more games. I got a letter from Maya the other day. It sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I wanted to visit, but I didn't have the time, so I sent her some princess trading cards. She says she can't buy them where she is. What kind of a place is she living anyway?
Right? Who's that? You want to talk? Let's talk Pink Princess, all right. But, you know, I snuck into the studio the other day, and I saw her. The one inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. It was kind of a shock for a boy of my tender age.
Rude.
Yeah, I remember, right? That lawyer guy, huh? Me, I'm in training to become a paranormal photographer. You know that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind them, there's a ghost. For real. Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous.
No, it's the same guy who played the Steel Samurai. Hey, look, it's a ghost. It's still Will Powers. And that, a brand new episode has been added. Oh, right! This is the bonus episode that was added in the first re-release. Alright, so we'll do that next week. Yeah, I completely forgot there was the bonus episode. Alright, we'll do that next week. This week we still got coming up Horizon Zero Dawn with Zoo tomorrow. Thursday will be Alice with Devil May Cry 5. Friday is Katie. Dead Rising 4. Katie's doing Dead Rising 4. Sunday's Community Day. Monday is Christy and Alice with Doom 2016, and then Tuesday will be right back around to me with Rise from the Ashes. You can check out ours and our entire team's schedules at truckcommunity.neocities.org. That is just would have come up in the chat just now. Thank you for your support in whatever way you choose to give it. We are well on our way to meeting our big goal for the month. We've had a couple of subscriptions. We got lots of people in chat. We got people watching. Y'all rock. And also remember to hit Bang Donate. See what you can do to help the ongoing civil rights movement right now. Black Lives Matter and Indigenous Lives Matter. The lives of people of color fucking matter. All right. I'll see you next time. Good night, everyone.